This week on Inside Iowa, see how the university hosted an international theatrical performance.
Meet a professor with a hidden talent.
Find out what it takes to be a lifeguard.
Watch a parking ramp get torn down for the new children's hospital.
And get a first-hand look at what the new facility will look like.
And meet a loyal Hawks fan who hasn't missed a home game in decades.
Inside Iowa starts now.
Hello and welcome back to Inside Iowa, where you can catch up with everything that's happening in and around campus. I'm Lauren Moss.
And I'm Eric Dawn. We'll share with you the stories that come out of the university and how they make an impact in the community and the world.
The University of Iowa and Iowa City are both artistic and creative communities. And the University of Iowa International Writing Program broke the barriers of space and time with an innovative new program called Book Wings.
The University of Iowa and Book Wings used the latest in video conference technology to unite stages across 7,000 miles in 3 different languages, connecting Iowa City with the Shanghai Dramatic Arts Center and the Moscow Art Theater.
Playwrights, actors, and directors conducted unified performances between Iowa, China, and Russia, and it was broadcasted on University of Iowa television and streamed on the web to an international audience.
Viewers at any given location could watch the performances that were happening on the other side of the world, and the interactivity of the internet allowed for a truly interactive experience where spectators could ask questions or send comments for talkback sessions.
Anyone who loves literature or loves to go to the theater can't help but be sucked in to Book Wings. It gives you the opportunity to sort of travel in time and be in 2 places at once. It's an amazing experience.
Book Wings. It's the performance that Iowa City actors, poets, and writers share not only in this community, but with an audience in Shanghai and Moscow. The project unites theaters using interactive video technology that allows an audience on the opposite side of the world to watch a local program as if they were right there.
So each night of Book Wings is 6 short plays that have never been seen before anywhere in the world, that are premiering on stage in Moscow and Shanghai and Iowa City. And you have access to this tremendously high quality literature that you're the first set of eyes in the public to see. So I think that it is extremely exciting.
But getting ready for this kind of international contact takes a lot of work.
Well, there are many aspects to this. First, we have to commission writers to write the plays, and then we have to solve the enormous technical challenges of uniting 2 theaters separated by many thousands of miles and time zones, bring it all together on the internet at the same time, and hope to God that the connection survives.
Putting on a large theatrical production is complex enough, and then you add to the mix that you're going to work with another set of actors and directors and set designers and sound designers in a country 5 or 8 or 7,000 miles away, and those teams have to be perfectly integrated so that they're working together to produce one collaborative performance. So it is really phenomenal that they're able to pull it off. It's sort of like a magic trick.
The technological expert for Book Wings met a variety of setbacks and stresses when preparing for this year's event, but believes the hard work is worth it.
I do feel I'm really fortunate to work for an organization that supports this type of activity. So really, at some point, I hope theater and dance and performing arts in general would see the value of this technology.
It's time!
Book Wings highlights all those things that make Iowa City one of only 6 cities in the world recognized by the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, as a city of literature. And shows what makes the University of Iowa a top choice for talented artists around the world.
A UNESCO creative city has a mentoring obligation. We only imagined that Book Wings Russia would go for 3 years to bring together poets, playwrights, and fiction writers. We will do other things together, and we assume that this idea has legs. So it's what we think now is that we have created a model that can then be taken to other parts of the world. If all goes to plan, next year we'll be putting on plays in Baghdad. So Baghdad and Iowa City, which will be really interesting.
A UNESCO city like Iowa City invites views and creations from around the world. We challenge our own beliefs, invite ideas of others, both from within and outside our own culture, and we celebrate the importance of literature.
But even if you don't speak Russian, when the actors at the Moscow Art Theater get on stage, even without reading the English text, it's amazing how emotion can transcend language to a certain extent.
The University of Iowa Book Wings project brings people together from all different nations with different cultures, different backgrounds, and different understandings of each other. But Book Wings also teaches our audience this.
Even at such a great distance, people have more in common than what separates them.
How cool is that? A theatrical performance that connected 3 countries.
And you can catch the broadcast on the university YouTube page. Just search for Book Wings.
Coming up after the break, meet a professor who's pretty slick with a sword.
And see what it takes to be a lifeguard at the campus Recreation and Wellness Center.
All of that and more
When Inside Iowa returns.
The Hawkeyes are rising. After a trip to the NIT championship game last season, the Iowa men's basketball team will be heating things up on the court once again, and you can help get Carver rocking.
Aaron's got to break out and look out below. Contested and showtime.
Order your season tickets today. Don't miss a minute of the action. Call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com.
Performing Iowa, the University of Iowa's finest in music, dance, and theater performances. Go behind the curtain and see why the University of Iowa is a hub for artistic expression and creative production. Performing Iowa, each week only on the Hawkeye Network.
Show your Iowa pride, the Iowa Hawk Shop, where Iowa shops. The ultimate collection of Iowa Hawkeye merchandise, gifts, and apparel. Help support the University of Iowa. All proceeds benefit men's and women's athletic teams and student programs. The Iowa Hawk Shop, where Iowa shops. Show your Iowa pride. Call 1-800-HAWK-SHOP or visit www.hawkshop.com.
Welcome back. Luke Tierney is a professor and the head of the Statistics and Actuarial Science Department. And if you've ever had a class with him, you might know him as a calm, level-headed instructor.
Many of his students and coworkers might not know he's handy with a sword. Let's learn why he fences and why it's something that can benefit students too.
That's this point here.
Luke Tierney is a faculty member at the University of Iowa. He's the chair of the Department of Statistics and Actuarial Science and teaches an advanced class on computationally intensive statistics. When he's not running the department or teaching young minds, you can find him with a sword in hand. You see, Luke is a fencer. He's been involved in the sport off and on for around 20 years. He started as a kid and even had a job sword fighting on stage.
When they needed people to do sword fighting on stage, they liked to hire fencers, I guess on the theory that they'd be less likely to put other people's eyes out. So I did that on various stage shows for a couple of years, and you know, the pay was pretty good.
Fencing provides both a physical and mental challenge. In addition to facing off against an opponent, the goal is to outwit and outsmart your foe.
Some people like to refer to fencing as physical chess, and I think there's something to that. It's very rare that you can just outspeed your opponent, so that they know what you're going to do, but they're just not fast enough to prevent you from doing it. More often than not, you have to figure out what you think they're going to do, anticipate it, try and get them to do something you want them to do so that you can then do something to them. If you're going to be successful, you have to be 1, 2, or 3 steps ahead of where they are, and fool them about where you are as much as you can.
Luke practices at the Iowa City Fencing Center, which opened its doors a few years ago. It offers classes and training for all ages and experience levels. The Fencing Center was founded by Judy O'Donnell, who wanted to bring fencing into Iowa City after competing worldwide.
I wanted the opportunity for more people to fence. I was giving a few lessons in my basement, but there are only so many holes you can put in your basement ceiling before you decide you have to have a bigger space. And I wanted the opportunity for children to fence as well as adults.
In addition to being a great workout, fencing can help address focus issues, which can help children and college students in the classroom.
We see kids coming in here who have focus problems, and they improve dramatically from fencing because, if you don't pay attention, bam, you get hit, so you focus immediately.
Luke continues to fence because he enjoys the exercise and the competition.
It's just very good exercise for the body, and you can do it at my age as well as a kid. Some of the events I go to are for people 40 or above, or between 50 and 60, but most of them I'm fencing people who are a third of my age or something like that, but I can keep up with them and make up with experience for what I don't have in speed. When I go out there, I don't think about being department chair or anything like that. Exercise the body and clear the mind.
So I guess you better not act up in that class.
I'll have to be on my best behavior, but I think I would look pretty good with a sword.
Ooh, maybe not. From the sword to the swimming pool, if you've ever gone swimming at the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center, you know you can swim safe under the watchful eye of student lifeguards.
That's right, Lauren. Students can hold many jobs on campus, but student lifeguards must go through a lot of training before they can take to the side of the pool.
The Campus Recreation and Wellness Center at the University of Iowa is a great benefit to the Iowa City community. And CRWC lifeguards in return gain valuable life experience through the services they provide.
Recreational services as a whole, as well as the aquatics part of that, is a unique experience for college students to come in and really get some valuable work experience and build a resume. To come in to a job like a lifeguard or a swim instructor, there's qualifications. It's not anybody can walk in off the street and do it. There's a lot of training involved. At this facility, we do require that our lifeguards are certified through the American Red Cross in lifeguarding and then CPR and first aid. So they need to come into the facility already having those basic skills. And then what we do from there is we have our own facility checklist. So they have to be able to swim 100 yards in under 1:45, and they have to do a 1-minute brick tread with the 10-pound brick. And then we have a mannequin that will throw to the bottom of the diving well, which is 17 feet deep, and they have to retrieve that. And we continue to train them after we hire them.
This sounds like a lot of work for the average person, yet University of Iowa student lifeguards have a different thought in mind.
I like to know that if there were to be an emergency, I'm prepared to respond, and I could respond, and I could be that person that could save a life.
Some students take higher leadership roles to make sure that other lifeguards are always on top of their skills.
We have head lifeguards, and those are 5 students that have gone through an additional interview process and become supervisors of our lifeguards, and they're also lifeguard instructors. So that means they've gotten an additional certification to actually teach and certify lifeguards.
We're pretty much the go-between between the aquatic instructor and the lifeguards. So we are in charge of scheduling and making sure that the lifeguards are here and doing what they're supposed to be doing.
After all this training, monthly in-services, and checking for perfection, student lifeguards find that they have learned skills that they could not have otherwise achieved.
With lifeguarding, you have to make sure that you are being a leader in that you're enforcing the pool rules and you're not afraid to talk to patrons and be open with them. And you also want to make sure that you're to work on time. There's like the extra responsibility of having a job that really helps you stay focused and stay on track.
You have to be really alert, so most lifeguards I feel like are very observant. They notice things that other people might not notice. Being a lifeguard and just having something other than just school is really beneficial because you have to plan out your day around not just your classes.
The focus, CRWC, is about having a safe environment for our members to use, and I think we do that quite well here.
Wow, I guess I really never realized how much training it actually takes to become a lifeguard.
Me either. If this journalism thing doesn't work out for me, maybe I'll become a lifeguard. Get on Baywatch.
There you go. Well, when we return, we'll see what it took to demolish a parking ramp to prepare for the new children's hospital.
And we'll get a tour of what it will look like. Inside Iowa, we'll be right back.
There are over 24,000 bridges in Iowa. But only one connects University of Iowa hospitals and clinics to Iowa River Landing. From pediatrics and women's health to cardiology and routine exams, world-class medical care can be found at a new, convenient location in Coralville. Iowa River Landing is here, and it's designed just for you. For an appointment, call 319-467-2000.
For more than 100 years, the University of Iowa community has been waking up to the Daily Iowan. Today, it's the largest newsroom in eastern Iowa, and now you can see the news every night on Daily Iowan TV. DITV, your news, sports, and weather source for the University of Iowa, and is produced by University of Iowa students and presented by the Hawkeye Network.
You're going to have a 3D card.
Why are you taking it, Tasia?
So the key thing here is that.
One, two, three, up!
If you've been by the stadium or the hospital lately, I'm sure you've noticed there's a lot of work going on.
Plans are underway for a new children's hospital, but to make room for it, one of the parking ramps had to be torn down.
You might notice that where the ramp was, it's now a giant hole. Back in January, crews started to tear it down.
A lot of planning and effort was required to make sure the demolition went smooth. Let's see how they did it.
So we're standing here in the Children's Hospital job site area. It's a very exciting time for the Children's Hospital project and the hospital in general. Around the first of the year, we began to disassemble the parking ramp number 2, standing here behind me. There's approximately 800 pieces that we will have to disassemble, remove to the ground, and crush up. We'll remove the rebar and the concrete, and those components will be taken off site and recycled. So it'll take about 3 months to disassemble parking ramp number 2. This type of operation is typically a very dusty and dirty operation. One of the things that we'll be doing to try to control the dust is we'll be spraying down the work site with water to keep dust particles out of the air. One of the major pieces of work going on currently here in the Children's Hospital job site is we're installing the soil retention system. You can see that work going on here behind me. That work consists of drilling multiple shafts approximately 60 feet into the ground until we hit the bedrock. Those shafts are then filled with concrete, creating a wall that will keep back the soil as we dig the hole to construct the new Children's Hospital and hospital ramp number 2 replacement. So beginning this spring, the light-colored structure behind me, what we call Fieldhouse Main Street, will be removed to allow for the new cut-through road to be constructed. As we demolish the Fieldhouse Main Street, which now acts as the main entrance into the Fieldhouse facility for students and others, we're going to construct 2 new entry points. One will be on the west side of the Fieldhouse for use for hospital employees and others, next to the overhead coiling door you see to the north there. That work will start in the spring with the road and the project finishing up in the fall of 2013.
The new Children's Hospital will be a state-of-the-art facility and is set to open in the spring of 2016.
The 480,000 square foot facility will be a 14-story, 195-bed hospital that will be designed to meet the healthcare needs of children and their families.
The new University of Iowa Children's Hospital is going to be a magical place of healing for kids and their families.
I'm most excited that we're going to have a building that's going to be reflective of the great quality and compassionate service that our physicians and staff provide today, every day.
It's going to be happy, and it's going to be a place where kids say, wow. I'm looking forward to our patients to having a wow experience in a children's hospital focused on children to make them happy and healthy both.
We're designing all the rooms same-handed, so every room is the same when you walk in.
I'm excited that we're getting a new space for the children, that it's going to be full of light, and that it's going to be fun, and that it's going to be a place that they want to be.
I'm most excited about having a new children's hospital. We are so blessed by the great care that we received during our girls' stay here in the NIC unit. It's just going to be an awesome experience for the families that go through that same thing.
I'm most excited that we're building a new world-class children's hospital facility as part of an entire system of care for Iowa's children and families.
I'm very excited about the design. It looks absolutely beautiful. The services and amenities that they're talking about for our patients and families are fantastic.
I'm most excited about this being Children's Hospital for Iowa and beyond.
I'm super duper excited about the all-oncology pediatric unit that's going to include the clinic and inpatient floor.
This is going to be, for the first time, a hospital that is built for children, and so it'll be a place where children are the center of all activity.
What these guys do here is already amazing. So to have that increase in technology, to have that next step, to have that next advancement is only going to make it that much better.
I'm most excited about having one building that is dedicated to our patients and their families with all of the consolidated services in one place.
You know, it's hard not to smile. It's so exciting. The whole project is exciting, and the kids are excited, the parents are excited, our staff, and just having events to give them glimpses of the new children's hospital. It's hard to stop talking about it because it's so exciting.
I'm most excited about taking care of these kids in such an excellent new environment.
This is my children's hospital.
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 This is our children's hospital.
Now that looks like a top-notch hospital.
It certainly will be. Did you know that last year nearly 50,000 children received care at the UI Children's Hospital?
And it's consistently ranked as one of the nation's best.
When we get back, we'll head over to Kinnick's kitchen to see what fans are cooking up.
Hey Hawkeye fans, don't miss the action on MediaCom Court at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall with an exciting season of Iowa Hawkeye Volleyball. For only $30, you get 2 season tickets, 2 Iowa Volleyball t-shirts, weekly emails, and much more. Seniors Nikki Daly, Rachel Bedell, and Bethany Yeager want to see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this season. To order, call 1-800-IA-HAWKS or visit HawkeyeSports.com. We'll see you at Carver Hawkeye Arena this fall. Go Hawks!
Pull that out, get on. Sean Green spins away from the tackler and he's off to the races. To the 40, to the 30, to the 20, back to the inside. He's in, touchdown! Demolition, Green has the first down. Makes a move, 20, spins, stands, touchdown! Single season rushing leader. And he's got it right now. Spins away to the end zone. Touchdown!
Kick back and relax as Java Blend takes you from your home right into the Java House in downtown Iowa City. Experience local and national talent perform for a live audience, featuring musical groups from all over the country. Java Blend puts you in the front row of each performance. Java Blend is presented by Iowa Public Radio and the Hawkeye Network.
One of my favorite things about fall is football, which of course means tailgating.
And we get a first-hand look at what fans are cooking up on game day with our segment, Kinnick's Kitchen.
This week, UI student Eric Moore meets up with Kathy, who has made it out to every home game for the last 30 years.
And she doesn't mess around on game day. She brought out about everything you can have for breakfast. Eggs, pancakes, French toast, bacon, sausage, even homemade maple syrup, and much, much more.
And she cooks it all on the grill right outside the stadium.
It's a great chance to get together with her friends and meet some new ones along the way.
We're here at Kinnick Stadium today with Kathy, who's making some delicious breakfast food on game day. So what do we got going here, Kathy?
We've got pancakes, we've got French toast, scrambled eggs, sausage, little links, and bacon.
Looks awesome. So Kathy was kind of thinking with a morning game to do some breakfast food, so the whole gang's around here just munching away on stuff. What's your favorite breakfast food?
We've gotten pretty good at the Egg McMuffin things.
Oh, yeah?
Either the English muffins or the bagels and stuff.
Excellent.
Yeah,
And
so that works out pretty good because I can buy the egg patties already made now.
Nice. So it does part of the work for you. You
Yeah.
just combine it all
You
together.
just grill it a little bit and you're done.
And Kathy has been tailgating here for 30 years, you were saying.
Haven't missed a home game in 30 years.
Wow. That's amazing. Can we try some of this food?
You may help yourselves, guys.
All right, cool.
There'll be more pancakes ready in a few seconds.
What would be your recommendation on something to try?
Oh, any of it. It's all good.
All right, guys, we got a lot of stuff going on here. We got some scrambled eggs, we got a pancake, little smokies, and we got sausage in both wiener and cake form. Hash browns. So, and we got hash browns coming up. Keith Murphy's after. So let's get down to it. I see the nice guy. I did a whole thing on ESPNU the other day. Really? Unedited? Definitely a solid breakfast for a morning game. I feel ready to go. Watch the Hawkeyes kick some butt. So you have mostly family here or friends?
My brother and my grandkids today, my son, and then the rest are friends and acquaintances we've gotten to know over the years.
Those little smokies are so juicy.
I know they're good. And that really is homemade syrup.
Everything's marvelous. This is a perfect combination of breakfast food. I am going to be completely full after this.
Come on back again when you're hungry.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
All that breakfast food looks so great.
That homemade maple syrup just makes my stomach growl. I know where I'm going to be hanging out next tailgate, though.
Absolutely. Well, that does it for this week's episode. I hope you got to learn a little more about the university and how it makes a difference.
I know I did, but be sure to join us again next week to learn more about the University of Iowa, its students, faculty, and alumni.
For Inside Iowa, I'm Lauren Moss.
And I'm Eric Dawn.
See you next week.